On my last video, there were several of you that asked why I chose to strip the wall all the way back to the studs and removed the tongue and groove sheathing that was there. And to be honest, you probably could have left it, but that's the thing about renovations is that there's a lot of different ways to do things. For me, because I would have had to patch in the old window anyway, and because I was cutting in another hole, I decided for the half an hour of work of stripping it all the way back and then installing new plywood, it was worth it to start from scratch. I could have definitely left the sheathing the way that it was. I actually ended up leaving the other walls because they were decent. But for this wall, because I was working on it and creating new openings and filling in old openings, it was just the path that I chose. And really, you could do it either way. Slowly. The roll kind of acts as a second person. I can just kind of leave it. I mean, as long as it stays there. There's a couple things like this hole where this old big wire running to the house used to be that I need to patch up or have fixed. Just little odds and ends to cross off the never-ending to-do list and things that I need to patch up before I get to the next stage. Fortunately, I have a lot of these boards that I ripped off the wall from when I stripped down the other wall. So I just used a scrap piece to patch this in. This guy out. The other thing I wanted to do was remove this old mast where the main electrical ran to the garage. it's not needed anymore. And because we are finishing the ceiling and the walls, I want to make sure that I remove this old mast before we start sealing things up. And I, to be honest, didn't realize how much work that was going to be. Obviously, when I really stopped to think about it, of course, the mast has to be secured really well because it's supporting the main power from the power lines at the road into our house. I just have never seen one installed before, so I didn't realize that it has a big plate and lots of bolts into the roof structure. Oh, I wasn't recording.
Get back up here and do it again. Take 4.
I ended up cutting down the mast to make it easier on myself, and then because the bolts had been tarred over, they were tricky to get out. It just turned into a huge job that I thought was going to be fairly simple and straightforward. And now we're also left with a hole in our roof that we need to patch. So, of course, add that to the to-do list as well. It's just never ending around here.
It would not defeat me. I defeated it.
Nothing can defeat you.
I'm leaving for Ontario tomorrow. I have another speaking engagement. I'm gone for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, almost 5 days. This is the longest I've ever been away from Griffin, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm already, like I've told him I love him so many times. But anyway, I left something till the last minute. It is 8 o'clock at night. I leave, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to head to the airport. And I left this patch on the roof until now, and I don't want to go away for 5 days and leave it in case it rains. So I'm going to do a temp patch because this whole area, because we have the new service going in, will need to be patched, and hopefully we can stretch it out until this whole roof needs to be done, which looks like it will be in the next couple of years, and then they can do everything. But for now, I'm going to caulk all of the seams and then put some blue skin. It's basically like flashing, weatherproofing, flashing over top of the plywood for the short term, and hopefully that'll do. Might as well clean off the roof while I'm at it. I'm up here anyway. Okay, so let's see if you can see this. So these are the new masts because we've got 2 meters. We've got 2 masts and then one for all of our communications, our internet and phone line that right now just runs across the roof and down into the downspout. This will be fairly quick. If you didn't know, there's a cutter at the end of this. And then every caulking tube needs to be poke, poke, poke. I had this left over from another project, so nice to be using it. The last thing I want right now is having any leaks in this roof. This will make this a little harder when they redo the roof because this is gonna be a mess, but hopefully it'll be sealed. Like icing a cake. Let's check how long I should be letting this dry for. How long should I be letting exterior advanced hybrid sealant cure before covering it with blueskin? Can I cover caulking with blueskin before it's fully cured? Well, it says that I should probably let this cure. Always allow the caulking to fully cure according to the manufacturer's guidelines before applying any covering. Initial cure, 24 hours. So if it's supposed to rain, Matt can get up here while I'm gone and apply the blueskin. I can walk him through it because it's not that difficult. Good night.